Welcome to the Get Your Act Together podcast. I'm your host, Kelly Reynolds. And this week, I wanted to share something that happened in a group of mine this week. So I was on a call with a group, and someone said this statement: you can't scale a broken business, that you need to fix it first. And it was one of those moments where something sounds so profound and so obvious at the same time that you kind of stop for a second. I mean, I know this. I preach this. I already know this concept. It wasn't like it was hearing it for the first time. And I'm not sure if it was just that I needed to hear it that day or the way that was presented in the conversation, but like it was such a big deal to me that day that I wrote it down in my notes. And I wanted to share it with you guys because the idea is so important. This idea of scaling something that isn't broken, that it just gets skipped so often. People don't care if it's broken. They don't care if it runs well half the time. As an operations person, I've seen this time and time again where it's just not the most important thing in a lot of people's thoughts as they scale a business. They just want to make more money. And they haven't really thought about if their business is broken before that. So today I wanted to talk about that. Like I want to talk about scaling something and making sure it's not broken first. And what do I mean by that? Well, in order to scale a business well, it needs to run well or it falls apart. Think of it this way. It's like an old car. At slower speeds for little errands around town, it's okay if the brakes aren't great. It's okay if everything's kind of held together with rust. You'll make it. You can, go grocery shopping or something like that. But when you go and you're on the interstate going 80 miles an hour, you need all the parts to work. You need all the rust to stay together. Like you really need actual pieces of car that are not rusted, falling apart, that will just break as you're driving really fast. And it becomes really, really important that your brakes work when you're going so fast. They become super, super important. So you want the car to be in one piece. You want to be able to go fast and have it not disintegrate around you and, crash into a fireball, because that's not optimal. You get the picture. So now when you ask entrepreneurs about their business needs, you will almost always get they need more leads. It happens all the time when I go through strategic mapping or I go through any of the kind of like onboarding or questions or even in coaching. What do you think your business needs? They will almost always say more leads, more clients, more incoming things. And so much focus is put on getting people in the door and selling. Everything else becomes less important. If we get enough people in the door, we'll figure all the other stuff out later. Until, of course, everything breaks, right? I am a self-professed ops nerd, okay? I'm well aware that I am very biased on this, that I understand that things need to run well. But that's why I want to talk about it, because it's super important. If I magically had the power to give you all the clients or leads that you wanted, let's say 5 new clients, 10, 30, 100, whatever your business needs, whatever you wanted, I could wave the magic wand and you'd have all these clients. What would happen in your business? Would you be able to onboard all of those people into your business? Would you be able to deliver that service to all of those new people immediately? Would you be able to fulfill all that customer service? Because people need stuff, right? If you give them a login, the login doesn't work, or they didn't get the email, or they don't understand something, like there's always that kind of customer service. Can you fulfill all that? Will that customer go away happy? Will they tell their friends about their wonderful experience with your business if you've onboarded all these clients at once? And maybe the most important one, would your life, like your personal life, your actual life, would it be completely turned upside down if that happened to you? Because for a lot of businesses, it would be a complete mess. A complete mess. All of these people coming in and you have to do all the things I just said. You have to onboard them, make sure all the things are where they're supposed to be, deliver the product, make sure they're happy, answer their questions, be on calls, not be on calls, all the things. Could you do it? Because that's the thing that everyone thinks they need. They think they do just need leads and then everything will be fine. But what if you got all those leads? Would you be okay? Because for a lot of people, they wouldn't be. There is usually no onboarding system to make sure that clients are efficiently run through the process of getting contracts and invoices done, requesting the info that they need, right? Like if you are doing some kind of branding, let's say you need logos or you need colors or all that intake of like the questionnaire stuff. Would you be able to set up all the calls and have them all scheduled in a time that you can do them? Or would it just be calls all over the place, chaos? Is much of the work going to be custom? Because a lot of us do a lot of custom work. Everyone comes in and they tell us what they want, and then we do all of that work. And when that happens, it can be chaos if there's no system for trying to get that information, processing this, even if it's just strategy, and then turning it back around. That all takes time. It takes time to get all that information into your company, do the work that you're supposed to be doing, and then get it back to them. And if you all of a sudden have this huge influx, that becomes chaos. I mean, there isn't enough people on the team, right? That becomes a big thing. What if there are not enough people on the team to do all of this work or support all of this work? Or there are people there, but they don't know what they're supposed to do. Because think of it. How many of you out there are dictating the work for all of your client load? So you have, let's say, 5 team members, but you are the one that goes in and says, you do this, you do this, you do this. No one can just go in and do their work on their own. I know lots of people who have to set up Asana boards every month, detailing everything out. And if they don't do that, the rest of the team doesn't know what to do. So they become this huge bottleneck in their own business because everyone's just waiting around for them. So if you had 30 new clients in, it would be chaos. Everyone's just standing around waiting for you to tell them what to do, even if you have the help, right? And then there's those times where there are no processes or instructions of any kind, right? Everything, all the knowledge is in everyone's head. No one really knows exactly what to do or how to do it. Things just get done however they can because someone's trying to guess so they can just, quote, get it done, because that's what gets yelled a lot, right? To your team. You just need to get it done. So all the work isn't consistent. And again, chaos, right? And even if there are processes and instructions, no one really knows where they are. This is a huge thing. Like, I know we have that written down somewhere, but whoever's going to be able to do that and pick up the work, even in a pinch, has no idea where anything is. There's nothing really written down as to say like, okay, this is where to go. This is what to do. There's no central location for all the instructions, the link to the sheet that they need, the tracking sheet that they're supposed to update. They don't even know where that is. Huge time suck right there, waiting around. Everyone's waiting around and they can't do the work. So then you can't deliver the product to the client. And all of this chaos, the waiting around, the redoing work because it's not consistent, or all of the issues that we've talked about, all of that gets paid for. It gets paid for in hours to your team, just money that's going out. It gets paid for in time that you have to spend fixing this whole mess. Like you're running around with like a chicken with their head cut off. And there they are, like waiting around here. You're paying for both of that. You're paying for them to sit there, and you're paying for you to have to be doing all this crazy work because you should be doing something different. You should be bringing in more clients, right? That's what you wanted. That is an enormous amount of wasted time and energy. And frankly, at a time when you should be thrilled that the universe has looked down upon you and given you all these clients that you've been asking for, you are instead overwhelmed and miserable, right? Back to what is your life going to be like if this happened? You spend all day working on crazy things. You spend all day on team meetings and answering client calls. You spend all day doing all these things for your business, wasting time and energy, and probably not having the personal life that you wanted. Spouse mad, kids not seen, missed school plays, all of those things. And then the mental load of that, like the health mental load of that, when you are just always in fight or flight, it's exhausting. What we're just talking about right here, this is just the delivery portion of your business breaking. Like I just gave you a whole bunch of nightmare scenarios for your business breaking. And this is just delivery. This is not any of the other parts of your business. If your sales breaks and you get a ton of interest from your marketing, let's say you've been doing great on social and everyone starts coming in, and you have no process to be like, to bring those people in, to get them on calls or to send them what they need so they can sign up. So, your order form doesn't work. Whatever the thing is, that they want to say yes and something's broken. That is a huge, huge problem. If your back office breaks, all of a sudden you lose all the admin tasks that seem so simple, but are the foundation of all the things that run, right? All the things that get done that seem little, that build everything else and it makes everything else work. The little things like the financials, making sure you know where your money is. If credit card payments are, breaking, they're not, refunds for when all of those clients are really mad because you just got this influx, chaos ensues, and then they're all pissed and now they want refunds. If you don't have a back office, you can't even process those refunds because it's just mess. It's just a mess. So this is a whole bunch of nightmare situations, right? There's delivery, sales, back office, all this stuff breaking because the business was not set up to scale. You need the business to run well. You need it to be running so that when you are bringing people in, you can move those clients right into a wonderful experience. They're onboarded, they're taken care of, the whatever service is delivered to them, and they are happy and they go on their way because you've solved their problem. That's what running well really, really means. It makes all the parts work. So think about getting those things in place so you are ready when your market kicks in. And I have been caught in this myself. You get so in the mode of, I've got to sell this thing. I've got to get out there. I've got to market, especially as an operations person. Like marketing is not my first, exciting thing. So I'm so concerned with like getting out there that all of a sudden when somebody says yes, and you're like, oh God, where do I have a contract? Do I have an order form? Do I have the thing? Like, can I even take their money right now? Is everything set up? And then all of a sudden that kicks in. I've done it myself. I get it. That's why I'm telling you, because getting all of these in place is so important. When that marketing kicks in, and it will, because you're going to do a great job and clients are banging on your door, you want to be able to say, yes, I can provide that service. I'm not going to drop the ball. And I'm going to make sure that your problem is taken care of. The one I solve, it's going to be great. You're going to have a great experience. Okay. So if you need help with this, book a call with us. And we can see how we can help you. Right now, we are actually doing a super exciting thing. We are piloting a brand new program. It's for agency owners, service-based agency owners, who want to get all the knowledge out of their heads and their team's heads so that the business really can run sustainably, no matter who is there, no matter if the team is out on vacation or anyone's on vacation, everything runs well anyway. So we are doing that pilot right now. If you are listening to this with the podcast live, we are doing that right now. And hit me up. Go to reynoldsobm.com. You can either book a call with me or just message me, and we'll see if you can help, or if we can help. All right. I'll see you next week. Thank you so much for joining me this week. If you have an agency or want to create one, come join my Facebook community, Get Your Agency Together, where we talk all the things growing and scaling your agency. For show notes and more info on all the things, head over to reynoldsobm.com. Follow me on Instagram and Facebook at ReynoldsOBM. And finally, if you